Alright class, welcome to lesson 14, where we are going to be talking about ordered pairs. Okay, we have looked at ordered pairs in module 2 when we did a little bit of graphing. However, we're going to look much more in detail as to what ordered pairs are, and especially in the next couple lessons about the graph. But first off, let's take a look at the first half of the page. So you can go ahead and copy that into your notes. I will pause it right there. Go ahead and pause it. Alright, now for the second half of the notes. Oops, a little too much there. We got a remember section and then a little graph down at the bottom. Alright, I hope you can see that alright. Now let's jump right in. So, the question for lesson 14 that hopefully we will be able to answer is this. What is an ordered pair and what does it have to do with a graph? Very basic, right? What's the definition of the word and how do we use it in a graph? Here's the answer. An ordered pair indicates the location of a point on the graph. Okay, so it indicates a location. If you wanted to think of that like a number line, right? Here's our number line. We have 0 here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, and so on. But let's say the number we're looking for is 2. All right. So the point we are looking for is located on the number line at this 2, which I've shown you in blue. Okay, so it's similar to that, but instead of just being horizontal, we have to put in a vertical component that we'll look at in just a second. But essentially that speaks to the location of a point on the graph. And a graph is just basically 2 number lines that you put together. So in order to achieve graphing an ordered pair, this is the task we must perform. Use the first number as the x-coordinate, so hopefully that's not new to you. We talked about that in module 2, and the second number as the y-coordinate. Alright, now we'll do an example in just a second of the whole thing, but I want to first remind you, if you forgot, just what an ordered pair looks like before you graph it. So let's just make one up here. Let's say 2, 5. Alright, remember there's parentheses around it, remember there's a comma in between. If you remember from module 2, we said that the first coordinate is the x value and the second coordinate is the y value. Alright? Good deal. Now, I don't know if you further remember, but x is horizontal and y is vertical. Gotta save myself a little more room here. Vertical. Okay, now we'll take a look back at the notes. But first value is x, second value is y. The remember piece here speaks back to, hey, remember from the second module, couple 3 points to remember. X is horizontal, y is vertical, just talked about that. Ordered pairs use parentheses, okay? Notice how these are parentheses. Yep. And the order, like this here, order matters. So if we look at this example that we did, 2, 5 is not the same thing as 5, 2. They are not the same. Unequal. So anyway, order matters, use parentheses, x is horizontal, y is vertical. Remember those things. So example that we're going to look at here. It is asking us to graph these ordered pairs. 2, 3. We're going to label that point A on the graph, and -1, -2 is going to be labeled point B on the graph. You would just say this is 2, 3, and -1, -2. So we look at our graph down here. If you notice, our graph, or our coordinate plane, those two things mean the exact same thing, is really just made up of 2 number lines. We have a horizontal number line, and we have a vertical number line. Okay, remember the horizontal number line is the x-axis, or the first number, and the vertical number line, I don't know if you can see that blue real well. Let me go ahead and redo that, and we'll just do black. Well, I'll go over in black. I don't want to erase the whole thing. So the y-axis is the second value. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll zoom in even a little bit more. Hopefully this will help. So we're looking at, make sure you follow my finger here, we're looking at 2, 3. Remember, the first value is our x-axis, or our x number line, so this is the horizontal one, x. So we start here on the horizontal number line and we count to the 2. We got 1, 2, all right, and then our second number here, the 3, is going to represent our y value. So from this 2 on the horizontal line, we count up 3. So we go 1, 2, 3, and there, ladies and gentlemen, we have our point. All right, that's the point, and we labeled it A. So first value is x, second value is y. If we did that same thing here for the second set of ordered pairs, you see that we have -1 is our x value. So let's go on our horizontal number line to find -1, which is this direction. And then from this point, we need to go to -2 on our y column. Oops, actually, let me make this a y instead of an x. So our y value is -2, which means we start from this -1 on the x and we drop down 2. 1, 2, and voila, here we are at our next point, which we labeled point B. Okay, so I'm going to delete all these marks now because they're probably just like kind of annoying and confusing to you at this point. You're like, oh, there's so much I can't see anything. So, and then you can just look at the graph, and hopefully it will be using the explanation from the notes be a little easier to grasp. So our first set of ordered pairs is 2, 3, which means we go 2 on the x, 1, 2, 3 on the y, 1, 2, 3. There we are at A. Our second set of ordered pairs is -1, -2, so it means we go -1 on the x value, which is here, and then -2 on the y value, drop it down twice, 1, 2, there we are at B. Those are our 2 points. So hopefully that is not brand new to you, and if it is, I'm sure we'll master it pretty soon. So here we go. Question is, hopefully we can answer, what is an ordered pair, and what does it have to do with the graph? Thanks a lot. Goodbye.